Hi guys, sorry about the long update. I have been away for a week and a half. I just wanted to give you an update on general miners. The miners have been running strong. I've had to switch over from using Awesome Miner or NiceHash. I'm currently using, I'm using F-Monitor to get the miner running, but I am mining Luxcoin at the moment, which I'm converting to Ethereum and Litecoin. I'm doing like a 50-50 mix between them both. As in the past week, we've obviously seen a massive, I would say, massive downturn in the cost of everything. I fully expected that to happen. It's happened every year. I previously started mining, it was back in about 3 or 4 years ago, and the same sort of thing happened, and I got out then and panicked. But this time I'm sticking strong because I have firm belief that this year's going to be a big year for cryptocurrency. Don't want to go into that too much because today what I want to talk about is the Revolut card, which you can see here. So just go over this quickly. I will go into more detail throughout this video. I received this literally just before I went on holiday, which was a godsend because I accidentally lost my main bank card. So this was perfect. So I got lots of use of it and I got to work out how it works, and it is incredible. So yeah, just to start off with. So it came in the post in an envelope, came just like this. And I was really surprised because the packaging is really, really cool. When I've got bank cards from UK bank accounts previously, it just comes on a white piece of paper with stuck with a PIN code. I thought this alone looks really cool. Looks kind of fresh for what the sort of style we're going for at the moment. And the card pops out like that. There is no code on the front, so you can't steal my money. And then you just slide the card out like so. So it's got lots of handy information on here, but all that's on the app, basically on your phone. So the card, the way it works is you have a handy app on your phone. I'm going to try and show you some screenshots from that throughout the video, which will pop up either left or right. And basically the card is, I would call it like a smart card in a way. So when you receive it and you use it the first time in the ATM machine, it activates quite a few features, which is quite cool. So you can turn off like chip and pin, you can turn off contactless, you can even freeze your card if someone steals it, which I found amazing. And one of the coolest features was location. So basically what you can do is have location enabled, and this card will only work if your phone is nearby. I'll just push these out. And that's amazing. So basically if somebody else takes your card and go use it somewhere, if your phone isn't nearby to that location, it won't let them use the card. I came across this firsthand. So I've been in Andorra for a week, and on the way to Andorra, we stop off in Spain. You come from Spain and fly up to Andorra, drive up to Andorra, sorry. And what happened was when I was in the mountain area at the start of the Pyrenees, I couldn't get signal on my phone, and they didn't have very good signal there. So I tried to use the card and it wouldn't allow me. The main reason was it couldn't get the location details from my phone, and I couldn't use the card. That was kind of proof of concept in it there. It basically, as soon as I put it on the card reader, it declined it straight away. So what I had to do is I had to connect to the Wi-Fi. I mean, it was probably a disadvantage in this situation, but basically I had to connect to the Wi-Fi and I had to turn off the location details just so I could use it. But if someone had stolen my card, I'd be alerted to it, and it actually gives you a notification to say this was declined. I'll show you that in the screenshots. So throughout this video, I'm going to blur out certain areas just for security reasons. I don't want people to steal my money, and I don't want people to read too much into what I've been spending. There's a lot on beer in that, but but yeah, I'll just run through everything now, and I'll pass you over to like screen sharing so you can see my screen. Right guys, you'll have to bear with me with this one because I can't figure out how to record my screen on my iPhone because it keeps cutting off. So what I'm going to do is talk to you about it. I'm going to take screenshots as I go along. So as you can see here, I've not got much money in the account. I've literally spent most of it. I've just left a small amount in there just to keep somewhat as a float. So what I did on holiday, which I'm going to show you towards the end of this video, is how to get the money onto the card. But for now, I'm just going to talk about the card. What you see here is basically the main screen of the card. And this is the balance here, which you can see is in pounds. And you can also see this in euros, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. A lot of people think that you can send cryptocurrencies to the card, and a lot of people get confused about this. Revolut themselves don't actually make this very clear on the website. or when you're signing up to things. A lot of people think you have to go premium to get it, but what I found is you can't actually send Bitcoin to the card or receive it from the card to an external wallet. Basically, all you're doing is, say, for example, you've got £10, you are converting that to Bitcoin, and then you are using their own wallet to basically bet against the price. So as it goes up, you can then just quickly convert that back to pounds. It's quite cool in itself. If you think, say, Ethereum's going to spike, I converted some, like, say, £10 over to it, and then it made, let's say, £3. I just transferred it back and got £13. You can do it in like a second. The fees are quite low. I don't think there are any fees, actually. I'm just trying to just double check that now. So if I go to Ethereum and hit pounds, exchange. Yeah, I've just done it with 0 fees, so I can confirm there are no fees on that conversion, and then you can just send it back. But let's talk about the card a little bit more. So on the screen you can see now, this is a really handy way of seeing the rates and conversions. You can see what things are really trading at the moment, according to the Revolut card. As you can see on my screen right now, I've got euros, Australian dollars, Indian rupee. These are just like standard ones. But the coolest thing is the next screen. So this is basically where you can check what balance certain things are in like Litecoin and Bitcoin. So as you can see, for example, I've just put in £400 there, and it gives you a live conversion to Litecoin, Bitcoin, euros, US dollars. This is really cool just for converting things in general. I've used this so many times just to get a quick overview of what amount it is. Especially cool for your miner if you want to know how much in money you've really mined. At the moment, I'm just collecting coins. I'm not really bothered what it's worth, but it's just a handy tool to have. So now let's go to analytics. This is quite cool. So I'm going to blur some of these out, especially the balances, because I don't want you to really know what I've spent on these. So as you can see here, the categories, there's general transactions. This is like, is just using your card for basic things. But if it can categorize it, as you can see, there's cash. I'll leave that bit unblurred, £20 from the cash machine. And there's transfers, which is basically moving money from place to place. I guess it's where the fees are. In this situation, I've just clicked it and it says Coinbase. So yeah, there was a slight charge on the Coinbase transaction. And then transport. This is really handy because when you're trying to do your accounts and stuff like that, you can easily categorize what was what and find out the transactions. There are other things like health, entertainment, shopping, groceries, insurance, general services, utilities, travel, and restaurant. And you can do this overview with euros, Bitcoin. I'll just do a screenshot of euros to show you. It's slightly different because on holiday you can see what I really spent things on. And then there's Bitcoin and Litecoin. I don't know if you can actually, if you convert your balance to Bitcoin, if you can actually spend that Bitcoin at certain vendors. I guess not, because you're not actually holding the Bitcoin, you're just betting against what they have in their wallet. So yeah, and this is handy again because you can see the merchant you've used it at, which is quite cool. I'll just show you that on the screen now. This shows you the places where you spent that money, and as you can see in Andorra, it shows you the different places. The top one is the restaurant at the top of the mountain, and then there's the hotel Euroski where we stayed, and then just general expenditure. And also another handy thing is showing you the countries that you've spent it in. So you can see on this screen Andorra and Spain. The coolest bit, none of these incurred fees. So I was spending it in the UK and I spent it in Europe, and it's not Europe, sorry, Andorra is separate to Europe. I was spending it in both countries and I didn't incur any fees at any point. So the next screen is payment methods. So with this, what you can do is you can send money and request money. So on this screen, if you want to request money, you don't do it here if you're trying to get money from your Coinbase. I'll go show you that in a second. But if you're sending money, you can do it here. You can send it to other people's Revolut cards, which is quite handy if you want to transfer it between a friend and you. Or you can bank transfer and send that to a UK bank. What I have set up in here is also Coinbase. So if I want to transfer money to Coinbase quickly to buy some coin, And at the bottom, which is quite handy, you can do recurring payments. So it's like direct debit sort of situation, which is quite great. I'm going to blur this bit out just so people don't see the card information, but the general screen, this is how you manage your card. So as you can see at the top is freeze card. So if somebody is trying to steal your card, you can hit that, freeze, and I'll just switch over to that screen. This is what happens when it's frozen. And if you unfreeze, it's back to normal. You can do the pin on there. Security, which I'll show you now, gives you extra. I had location turned off, I'm just turned it back on. And this just gives you some extra options which you can enable and disable. It's really, really handy, these. Just going over this because I've not seen it before. The limit is basically what you set yourself. So say you give this to one of your kids, you could say you've only got £20 to spend and you can actually set the limit in here. The handy thing is from this account you can manage multiple cards, so you could give cards to each of your kids with £20 on, and when they get to that limit it would say, oh yeah, you can't spend any more. It would also send you notifications when they actually make a transaction. Now the more tab, so I've upgraded to premium with mine just because of the health insurance, the no fees, and you get, I'm just reading it now just to check. Yeah, you can get €400 of free ATM withdrawals per month without any fees. So wherever I use it, I won't get charged for fees, which is awesome. I think on the non-premium version, you get charged a little fee. So anything that is above that is charged at 2%. You'll still get interbank rates. And free unlimited FX at interbank rates. So speed transfer and exchange money globally with the best possible exchange rate. So that's basically, you could do any transfers for free. Cryptocurrencies, which is what we talked about with Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And the coolest bit is free overseas medical insurance, which comes with premium, gives you worldwide insurance. And this covers emergency medical assistance, emergency dental treatment, and access to global extensive network of medical centres. And gives you an option to upgrade the cover. This is actually full cover, other than it doesn't have travel companions, so you can add a wife or husband, and it doesn't cover the winter sports. But what I found, if you did want to add it, you can upgrade, and for a little fee, you can upgrade to winter sports insurance, such as skiing, and you don't have to do it for the whole year, you can just do it for a few days. Now when you click on view more, it gives you a little bit more information and how much cover it actually gives. So I'll show this on the screen. This is basically how much cover you get with a premium account. It's basically 15 million on medical treatment and £300 on dental treatment, and the excess is £75. Other ones, that's with the premium card, is you get an extra card delivered within 3 days. You get 24-hour support, free turbo transfers, device insurance for like your mobile and stuff like that, which you basically get. This says worldwide coverage of screen damage, liquid damage, and more. And that covers basically everything with your phone. And soon, coming soon, which is really cool, is they have some exclusive offers, which that did pop up the other day, saying like mortgages and stuff like that. And airport lounges are coming soon. And what this means is you can just go into the airport lounges on the Revolut card. So no more elite flights, book an airport lounge instantly when you need it. I'm guessing, I've misread that actually, that means you will have to still pay for the airport lounges, but you can do it for your Revolut card, making it nice and quick. When I've done that in the past, it's actually been, you go online with the airline and it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, that is a quick overview of what the Revolut card includes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I get my money from Coinbase. And basically this is how I convert all my mining earnings basically and send it to the Revolut card. So in this section, what I want to show you is my miner running and how I then convert these miner earnings into real money and get them on the Revolut card. So at the moment, I'm mining on altminer.net and I'm mining Luxcoin, which you can see my rigs running here. I've had some nice consistent payouts. Payouts come every 2 hours, which you can see here. And daily I'm getting about 3.15 to, it goes up, 3.50 Luxcoin. And this is being sent to my Lux wallet, which is Very laggy. As you can see here, it's just loading in a moment. I've synced this to the network, and this is where I'm receiving it. I'm not sending it to the exchange because I don't trust exchanges, so I'm just keeping it on here. But once I get my balance in here, I'm then sending it to the only exchange that uses it at the moment is Cryptopia, and I'm basically just finding the market once I've put it in the wallet in here, and I'm selling it. So I currently do have a sell order on here. I'm just waiting for it to spike back up because it has dropped down a bit. So I'm hoping overnight it's going to go back up to get a bit more money out. So now what I'm then doing is converting this to Litecoin or Ethereum. So let's just say I've converted some to Litecoin. I've sent it to my Coinbase wallet. And then what I've done is I've sent it to GDAX. So as you can see here in GDAX, I've just done a small amount just to show you in this video. So 0.29, this was 0.3, I've just done a transaction, so I've lost some on fees and stuff. So if we pre-fill this to sell, this will give us the euros right there. So what we can do with them euros, let's say this is transferred over. We head on over to Coinbase, and we go over to the Euro wallet, and let's get rid of that. You can see here, I've been doing all sorts. I'm going to blur a lot of this out because I don't want you to see some of these transactions. I'll show you one, which is right here. You can see here I sent 20 euros to my Revolut card. So let's say that money we've just converted to euros and put it in this wallet. The reason why I use euros, I think, I haven't got verified on my pound wallet. It might be worth showing you verified actually. So if you go into tools, settings, sorry, and you go linked accounts, you can see here, I'm going to blur these bits out, but you can see here I've got my Revolut card verified, whereas my Lloyds, I sent this like weeks ago and it's still not verified, which is very frustrating. Let's see if it'll just do it again. I'll say I've sent. But you can see my Revolut card is added. If you get verified on that, Revolut seems to verify in no time whatsoever. So once that's done, you can send money to it. So going back to the Euro wallet, all you do is you click on withdraw, select the Revolut card and send it. As easy as that. You can't send Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin or whichever. You have to sell it for euros and then send the euros to the Revolut card. And that is literally as easy as it is. You can just send it straight to the card and it's there to spend. When it's on the card in euros, if you want to keep it in pounds, just transfer it over to pounds. There's no fees to do so. You just change it over at the current exchange rate. Depending on how good you are at trading, you could just trade it when it's up or down and get a bit more money or less. And that's simply it. That's how I convert my mining earnings to hard cash to go spend. Currently at the moment I'm just hanging on to things, so I've just converted some over to euros, but as you can see here, my balance at the moment is £491. That's what my miner's made. That's no money. I've not added any money. That is literally all money that is my miner has made. That was earlier today. That was about 540. Does go up and down. I've just remembered I've got some Litecoin in here, so I'm guessing that's because of this. So if we withdraw that to Coinbase, that balance should go back up. Yeah, there we go. I was wondering what was going on for a second there. But yeah, that's how much money my miner has made in the past couple of days. I think it's about a week. So yeah, just shows you that it does work. So yeah, if there's any other questions about this, just send me a message and I'm willing to talk more about it. But the way forward at the moment, I've tried other cards like BitPay. As soon as I use BitPay, Visa banned it, or banned the protocol, should we say. And I've looked into others, but so far the best method is the current method I've shown to the Revolut card, and you can use that for all sorts. One handy thing with the Revolut card before we finish, if you want to, you can then bank transfer that to a UK bank account if you really want to from the Revolut card. Doing it in Coinbase is a pain in the ass, but with the Revolut card, it's pretty much straightforward. And you can get that money into your main bank accounts, put it into your savings, whichever. Best thing, my advice at the moment would be just hold it, because as you can see, the trends at the moment, I mean, if I skip forward and do like the 1 week chart, it's down quite a bit. We all know it's going to go up, and I have firm belief this year it's going to shoot right up. I mean, Litecoin in particular, I'm sitting on the LitePay, which is being announced. I hope that's going to make Litecoin shoot right up, so I'm holding on to a bit more Litecoin. I do have, obviously because Ethereum's a little bit more pricey, my main bulk of my portfolio is based on Ethereum, but as you can see there, I've got 1.6 Litecoin. My plan is to get that to 10 Litecoin, sit with that, and I'm going to start working on stocking up my Ethereum pile a bit more. But in general, I'm just trying to keep money in each coin so I can see how it rides out. In terms of my other investments, I do have some money on Bittrex, which I'm invested in Ripple currently, and I do have Bitcoin Cash on there, which I'm holding. I need to transfer that back to my Coinbase because I'm a bit sketchy about exchanges like Bittrex and stuff like that. I don't know how much I can trust them, but Coinbase, I think, it's the certain regulations it's got in place. I think it's quite safe. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. If anyone's got any questions, just let me know. This is quite a tricky subject with so much going on, but I will do my absolute best. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.